Bestow Productions presents Creative Continuity at Baltimore Comic-Con 2014. Get the latest news directly from comic book artists and writers. Tune in for Creative Continuity's coverage of Baltimore Comic-Con. We bring the convention to you.
All right, Creative Continuity. We're here with Fred Hembeck. What was the thing that attracted you to comics?
Well, you know, just reading comics when I was a kid attracted me. First comic I got was a spooky comic, Casper's Friend, you know. But then I got a little older and got involved with the Superman comics.
Okay.
The Bizarros was one of the things that really got my attention. And I always wanted to draw. I always, you know, drawing when I was younger. And it seemed like a logical conclusion that if I liked comics and I like to draw, put two and two together, and here I am.
How long did it take you to master your art?
Well, I can't say that I mastered it, but it took me a while to get good enough to be, you know, published. I was probably in my mid-20s or something. Of course, I tried to start drawing in a kind of a serious manner, the regular superhero type stuff, and that didn't really go over too well when I took the portfolios up to Marvel and DC. So I just doodled some cartoony stuff just to keep myself drawing. And I would send these, I just left college, so I'd write letters to my friends and I would do it in cartoon form. And then I also sent a couple of letters into, because I'd sent letters into Marvel and DC to be published, you know, the way they had letter columns, regular letters, and I decided to send a few in cartoon form, and that caught the attention of one of the writers, and he asked me to redraw it, because it was all in color and everything, in black and white, and they published it, and that kind of snowballed from there.
You destroyed Marvel Comics, so to speak?
Yes, I did.
Now, what inspired that?
Well, that was, that's a long story, but the basic thing was there was some sort of a rumor going around that the guy in charge at the time, Mr. Jim Shooter, was going to destroy Marvel Comics. And he said, hey Fred, because we had done this thing called the Fantastic Four Roast a year or so earlier, why don't we do like a spoof of that, you know, but we can't use me. I said, well, we'll call it Jim Shooter Destroys the Marvel Universe. He says, well, Marvel wouldn't, you know, like that because, of course, I'm one of the employees there. But we can have, you know, you because you have a character of your own. He said, okay, you know, not being that shy. I said, all right, I'll do it. And then we kind of took it from there and made kind of like a parody out of the whole thing. Well, it was kind of a long, odd process because in the middle of the thing, Mr. Jim Shooter got fired from Marvel.
Wow.
And so it kind of got delayed for a couple of years. And I had to cut out, there's some sections in there with Mr. Jim Shooter, but we cut that out and put different stuff in. But ultimately it came out, and only I know how much it was really a chore to get out, but you know.
Any backlash after?
No, not at all. No, people were fine with it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what happens now? Anything else that you hopefully want to work on, or?
You know, I'm just out there trying to find a little work here and there. You know, you do stuff on eBay now, and you can sell almost anything, which is wonderful. Didn't really used to happen in the old days. There's some talk of maybe collecting some of my work for Marvel, but we don't know if that's actually going to happen. I'm always open for new ideas and new challenges.
What are the two most recent books that you've done?
Well, I did a story in a Garfield comic and a Mars Attacks comic.
Oh, okay.
Which are kind of like on opposite, you know, ends of the spectrum, but that's kind of the way I do it.
All right.
I don't know. I'm just open to whatever people are interested in.
This is Creative Continuity, signing off with Fred Hembeck.
Thank you.
All right. Dan Jurgens here. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
What up?
So what got you started?
In comics?
Yeah.
As a kid, I always read them, and what really got me into that was the old Batman TV show. And I never even knew comics existed. And the TV show was on, and one night I'm all walking around the neighborhood, and there were some older kids there, and they were trading comics on their like front porch and everything. I said, what is this? And it had Batman and Robin in it, and until then I'd only ever seen them on TV. So that's what got me interested. I fell in love with it right away and really got into the idea of the different writers and artists and how they work and how they made their comics different from one another. And I just got hooked, and that's what got me into it.
Okay, what was one of your big breaks that really just...
The biggest thing probably was I was out of college and had just started another job, and Mike Grell, who at that time, he had created the Warlord for DC Comics and had been writing and drawing it. He was still writing it. He was in town making a personal appearance, and I stopped and showed him some of my work, and a few months later I was drawing the book. They had kind of a draw-off between me and another artist in terms of who could do it best and everything, and you know, they liked my stuff, and they gave me the book, and that was Warlord number 62 or 63, one of the two. And, you know, been doing it ever since.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, I got to ask you. So you got, one day you get the memo saying, hey, we're going to kill Superman. We need somebody a character to kill him.
Well, that's not, we never got the memo. We were actually a group of writers and artists in the room who were looking for a good story to do and came up with the death of Superman. And at that time, I had sort of conceived of a separate monster type of story. A character who would not talk, but get in a big fight with Superman. I just wanted a beast. And we started talking about it, and that's how Doomsday evolved and became part of the Death of Superman story, because I had certainly never seen it as combined that way. I saw it as two different things, but we never knew who was it who killed Superman. It all came together as one thing, but it was put together by the writers and artists on the books at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, also notice that Booster Gold is another artist, or another character that you created.
Right.
Now, where did inspiration for him come about?
Booster came from a lot of different places, one of which was just the idea that I wanted to do a superhero that was different from everybody else that was out there. And so this is like 1984. And at that time, the celebrity culture, as we know it now, I think was just starting to emerge. And I think some of that was video was becoming more portable. People could take it around, you know, something like this. And paparazzi and everything were emerging at that time. And at the same time, the Olympics were on. And they were talking about an Olympic athlete who had signed an endorsement contract even before they won a medal.
Wow.
And that was thought to be a really out there kind of thing. Like, oh, can you imagine that? So you add all that together along with my desire just to do something kind of fun and different, and that's where Booster came from.
Okay. Awesome character, by the way.
Thank you.
Now, you created a slew of characters besides these two. I know these two are very notable.
Oh, yeah.
Now, how many characters did you create in total?
Gosh, that's actually, I honestly don't know the answer to that. That's a good question. I honestly don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot?
A lot, yeah. I've done a lot of work, so yeah.
You have. So what was your favorite thing to work on?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, whenever you do something like Booster that you create that is kind of your baby, it's always fun to work on that. You know, certainly the amount of Superman stuff I did, I'm very fond of, just because, as I explained to people, the idea is you come on a book and leave it in a better place than you found it, and really feel like you added something to the tapestry of the character that people will remember. So, and I think I did that as well. So there's that. A nice long run on Thor, which was a lot of fun. Even Spider-Man, short as it was, Spidey is so unique that was great as well. So it's been a lot of stuff.
Okay. Anything else you're going to be working on moving forward?
Right now, I am one of the writers, along with Brian Azzarello, Keith Giffen, and Jeff Lemire on Future's End, which is a weekly series from DC. Okay. This month, the entire line jumps 5 years into the future. And when we see that, we see, you'll see issues of Superman or Batman and the entire line of DC characters, and what is their life like 5 years from now. I wrote 4 of those. That's coming out. And I'm also writing Aquaman and the others on a regular basis. So it's a lot of stuff.
Hal Gant with Creative Continuity, signing off with Dan Jurgens. Thanks a lot.
All right, man. Great time. Thanks. Obviously, I know what a lot of people object to in it, and I don't object to the Zod sequence so much at all, because that was kind of tied into the comic. I mean, Byrne had already done it. When John did it, was an outright execution. What I look at is, I thought the casting was fantastic. I thought Henry Cavill made a great Superman. Lois Lane was outstanding. The cast, right top to bottom, was fantastic. My only objection, for the most part, was, I would say, a little more, it'd be fun to see a little more humanity in it. Some more human qualities from Clark. I thought the scenes with he and his mother were great, and I would have wanted to see more. And I thought the overall level of destruction in Metropolis was just too much. If you're going to have a character run up to Superman at the end of the movie and say, "Superman, you saved us," my God, you can't destroy half the city. You have to save more than that. So
True.
that's
I
it.
would
But
agree with that.
you know, but I so hated Superman Returns. Superman
too.
is a deadbeat dad. Superman using his X-ray vision to spy on Lois Lane, that I thought it was a huge step forward, and I liked it a lot.
All right.
Yep.
All right, cool. You looking forward to the sequel?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right.
You want me to do this again with my power? Oh, my power ring's home.
Did you catch that?
Okay. I got no power ring, man.
The Wonder Twins.
Yeah.
You want to pound it out?
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Ready? And